All right, so well, this is a two-parter. So I'm watching this video, and I believe they showed a clip from this podcast. I think it's called the Gemini Scorpio podcast. So this lady, she was saying that she went out on a date. She was going on a date with this guy, but she was running late. So she asked dude to run her through McDonald's real quick so she could grab her kid some food, before they went out. They went through the drive-through, and when it was time to pay, you know, she he let her pay, and she was looking at him sideways, and she was basically like, she ain't say nothing, but she was looking at him like he's definitely never getting none or whatever. And I'm like,
So just because you don't have that, just because you don't have that understanding, that's not a teachable moment.
oh, so here's the second part, because this is a similar scenario. So there's another scenario I was watching on the reel. They were talking about a guy and a girl on a date, and before they left, the girl asked if she could order 2 meals so she could take some food home to her kids, but she expected him to pay for it.
I don't know where they was at.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Are these different? Similar? What?
They're different. Definitely different.
All right. So give me your thoughts.
Shout out to the first girl for being sympathetic and saying McDonald's. I'll say that. Because kids don't care. So the second person where they was out eating at, she should have asked the dude to take them to McDonald's afterward to get the kids something to eat.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have to necessarily eat at the restaurant. We eating that. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. But as far as the first one, it could be like a teachable moment. If that's something that she's hung up on for him to pay for the kids McDonald's, she need to let him know that and voice her opinion.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it's that big of a deal, honestly. And I feel like if a Happy Meal is a big deal, then there's bigger issues.
Because I don't necessarily know that it was I don't know if it was the whole I think the thing I'm looking at is who, like, if I go out, my kid is fed before I leave. Like, just make sure whoever babysitting her, she's not.
And is this the
The
first
hunger thing
day?
is not an issue. Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I had a couple questions, like, because it just depends.
Because if this
And
is the first date, that's
I'm
very
actually
irresponsible.
offended.
first date.
This is very irresponsible for like you said, for somebody to leave their kid hungry going on the first date.
This
So,
is definitely, it was specified that this is the first date.
okay, yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, I needed to know that.
Yeah, I
But
don't feel no
that's
type of way about.
I'm offended.
Yeah, I don't feel no type of way about the dude not paying. That's not his priority. I mean, that's not his duty.
Mm-hmm.
At all. The audacity, the nerve,
Mm-hmm.
the
And
probably was a
if
one
the
and
guy
done
does
date.
say he's being thoughtful,
The
and
fact that he even,
Why would it be his responsibility to pay for her kids to have something to eat
it
at
ain't.
and,
that point?
and
Like,
if
it's
you ain't
not.
gonna give me no ass over that, I don't want that ass.
Oh.
Like, keep that in your back pocket, Missy.
And then
And
the second scenario that you said, for her to say to ask can, like, no, I didn't take your kids. This wasn't a family outing. So the guy there, whether it was the first date or not, like, he's not responsible for ordering your kids something and bringing them home. Bring it so you can take it home for them. Like, I don't know.
How many kids are there? Is there one? If there's one kid, there's one kid.
well, the second one, she wanted to order 2 meals.
And
So I'm
this is
assuming there's 2 kids,
hold
not
on.
unless she wanted to order a meal for herself
What?
and one kid.
And hold on, this is the first date.
Yes.
As a guy, I'm not dating you no more. I'm not.
I
I
wouldn't
might,
date either one of them anymore.
I would think.
I might eat the tab and pay for it, but I'm not calling you after that. Like it's a dub. It's over. It's a wrap. All right.
Yeah.
And I think I'm
Right.
gonna have a story to tell. Like
Do you know what this broad did?
yeah, like yeah.
Exactly.
And I'm gonna have to talk with every girl after that. Like yo,
But you know the chick is gonna be like, oh, he was broke. He wouldn't pay for my kids' food. Like,
But
that's
it's
what I'm saying. I'll do it. I'll do it because if you even be in that boat, I'll pay for it. But you might not hear from me after that.
because you know what? There are certain men who they just the type of men they are. If you're a woman and they're out with you. They don't want you to come out your pocket. But I wouldn't be mad if you never called her again. Like in your instance, even if you did buy that, I wouldn't be mad if you never called her again because that's a tackhead move.
Like, don't even. That goes on both sides. Don't even go on the first date if you're a dude and you ain't right. And the girl, I feel like, don't go on the first date if you ain't got every fucking reschedule. Like, if your kids ain't eat, like, go cook them something. I'm pretty sure if you push the date back an hour, it ain't gonna cause it hurt nothing.
Because to me, there's a couple of issues here. There's a mindset issue and there's a time management issue.
Yeah.
Like,
Now run it through McDonald's real quick on the way home or something like that after we came from dinner. You know that ain't nothing bad. Like you know what I mean. Like I wouldn't think nothing of that. Now even first date I wouldn't. But all about ordering shit before we go on our date or ordering shit while we at the restaurant. That means you really ain't feed your kid. Now if the date definitely ran over long and you like, yo, my kid gonna want something or my kid saying they hungry. Yeah, we could go get something real quick. What is that gonna be like $5, $6?
because usually with me, my kid is already bathed, got her pajamas on, already fed. So really, you just gotta make sure she don't die. Like,
Yeah. What do
And
you
I,
say?
I, I think though too, it all could be taken in consideration of how the vibe is between the two individuals. Like
mhm.
if the vibe was good and she felt comfortable enough to even ask that, because at a first date, like I don't know that I would have even felt comfortable in bringing that up. Like you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to.
And what type of nigga are you? What type of nigga are you dating at that point? Like, because I
Mhm.
look at it,
Trying to figure out like why.
because there's some dudes that kind of they want to like you said, either they're out the goodness of their heart or they just trying to flex. They will
Right.
act like they got like whatever you want, whatever you like, buy whatever.
Mhm.
Right.
So, I mean, and then he might have been trying to impress her, like, yeah, I don't know. But if the vibe is good, I won't think nothing about running you through the drive-through or something like that. But I still would feel some type of way if you said we ordered
Ask
two
me.
meals. That's weird to me.
If you ask me, I'm gonna feel some type of. I feel like if you asking me something like that on a first date, because we
The
ultimately on a
first
first date
date.
know each other, you're killing the vibe.
Now, is it a
Like you
Yeah.
blind
killing the
date
vibe, and you
or
just
is it a
stupid with
blind
that.
date or a first date?
Listen, when my husband dates me, we're not bringing the kids nothing back to fuck to eat, okay? So I'm not thinking about no goddamn kids and I'm on my way to a date. That's first. Like, let me just put that shit out there. So you're
Like,
gonna figure
what the?
out like they're either gonna be straight before I leave
Mhm.
or figure that shit out while I'm gone. Eat some oodles and noodles, some fucking hot pockets. I don't know, but I'm not bringing you shit back either. Like, so and don't ask for my leftovers. So
Shoot, eat some cereal.
yeah, like that's where I'm at with that shit.
Word.
Like what? McDonald's? No, no, no. So that's a no for me. I don't know. I mean, shout out to the nice gentleman who do is okay with that. You know what I mean, type of things, and
Mhm.
still call home girl. So
Yeah, because if it's like first date and we, like you said, if we had a connection and we was friends for a long time, it might be a different story. But if it's like a
yeah.
blind date and the first time we meet and then all that, like, yeah, that's
Hmm.
just totally
I
different.
don't even think blind date got nothing to do with it. First date is
No,
tackling.
I'm talking about if it's a first date, but I already know you, like we've been talking for a while, like I'm if that's the person you are, then I would just probably accept it at that point. But you still ain't getting nothing from the restaurant on that.
And let me take it back though
We gonna go
too,
somewhere else. Sheets.
because should the guy get offended because you are pursuing a female with kids and other responsibilities? Like, you know what I'm saying? So let's go back there. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you are pursuing a female who you know have children, like, you know what I'm saying? You have to know that with kids comes all types of shit. Anything can happen. You know what I mean?
It could, but I feel
But
like
not the
we
first
need to.
date.
Anything can
I'm
happen,
just
but
saying.
at this point of the first date,
You gotta
that's
have
for
all your
me to
ducks
understand that
lined up.
anything can happen. If I'm running late, I need to put guardrails in place to make sure things are taken care of on my end. I'm not gonna put that on him.
Yeah, you gotta be a responsible adult before you can play.
Like as soon as he
I agree.
pick me up or whatever, it's gonna be like if I'm running late, it's gonna be like, all right, give me a few minutes, or all right, let's get it. You're not gonna know that I had to hurry up and rush and get my kids something to eat and da 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 da.
Right.
It's a first date.
Right.
You don't need to know all that. Like,
Right.
Even at the date, you can be like, boy, don't you know my kid got hungry right before I can, blah blah blah. But you ain't gonna be like, run me past here. You be like, oh shit. He be like, oh shit. Here we
We
go.
gotta go out of my way, go to McDonald's, then
Cause
bring
there
the
no,
kids
but
back.
there's people like that though. There's
there
people
is.
just like that. And
Mm-hmm.
as a guy, that's the first thing you be thinking like, oh shit, she about to use me as her personal jitney.
Mm-hmm.
Run me around the road.
Personal jitney, ATM, whatever. But
Whatevs.
yeah,
Y'all,
like I
y'all bet not be like that.
because to me, I guess I got to bring it back to like ultimately, like we really don't know each other. I mean, we don't know each other on that level. Okay, like even like you said, Tavi, even if y'all been talking for a little minute, y'all still don't know each other on that level because y'all this is your first date. Like I need everybody to just relax. I need you to relax. Y'all not there yet. Okay, take
Yeah.
care.
Well, I told you already, Tavi. Hi, and if my husband is dating me for the evening, and these kids in here is acting like they hungry, I am not bringing them shit back. And I'm not like,
Try
you know what I
something in
mean.
the
But my
freezer.
kids are older though too.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying. So it's like, I mean, if they were little, like, okay, might be different. But my kids is older. Like, if you hungry, I feel like that's a you problem at my kids' age. Like, my kids can't come and be like, Mom, I'm hungry. I'd be like, oh, well, me too.
Yeah.
Like,
You look at them like,
Well, you know what? Mine is a little younger than yours, but I keep that same energy too because you know how to use the microwave at least. Like
yeah, like
I'm
it's
not
not
going to
like, yeah,
stop what I'm doing to make you nothing. Bye.
right, right. So that's my whole thing because we always got something where you shouldn't be saying you hungry. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you if you hungry and you old enough to fix you something to eat, that's a you problem.
Mm-hmm.
So with my kids' age anyway, like, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
yeah.
Or like even with mine is 8. You can make a sandwich. Go make a sandwich. Go microwave something. A bowl of cereal. Do something. But if she was like 3, I still would make sure she good
Right.
before I leave.
Well, it's different because
Like
of
you
the
said, she'll
age
be ready to go
difference.
to bed by the time you go on your date.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know. That's just I mean, there's
That's a whole
sometimes I try
lot.
to come up with things to be in defense of the woman sometimes, but
Right.
I just
Me too.
I can't. Not today.
Shout out to the
I,
women that get the niggas that buy extra meal at the expensive restaurants for their kids.
Now, would you say
right.
the man who does that is he just thirsty? Like,
No, I ain't gonna say that. There's some generous guys. There's some pushovers. There's some dudes that can't say no, and there's some dudes that's trying to flex. Some dudes try to impress the woman, but some dudes just can't say no.
mm-hmm.
Some dudes are
Right.
pushovers.
Or he won't say no in the moment, but then he'll ghost you.
Yeah, there's dudes that do that too. Like I might do that. I'm like I'm paying for in my head. I'm saying I'm paying this extra $35 for this lesson.
Yeah.
This
Mhm.
lesson to reveal to myself that I don't want to date you no more.
Right. Right. So,
I'll eat the bullet the one time and then just be done with it.
but this girl is really looking at this dude like you really ain't gonna get none because you ain't about his happy meal. But you're
So
acting like you're the prize, but I feel like he dodged the bullet with you.
what that raises another question in another scenario because there was something that I seen on social media, a chick who was referencing Cardi B's lyrics in her new song is up. She said something along the lines of the broke niggas don't deserve the whatever whatever. So, well, do broke females deserve the D? Like, you know what I mean? And that was the question that the girl was asking. Like, you looking at him like, oh, you ain't pay for my kids McDonald's, so you ain't getting none. And he looking like, bitch, I'm about to pay for your kids McDonald's. You ain't getting none. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So
Mhm.
that shit could go both ways. Like, nobody's stunting you, sis.
Real
It
shit.
could, but I guess it all depends on how much a man values himself. Like in that moment, was he looking at her like, oh, she's a hood booker? Like,
No, but there's different types of chicks though too, or ladies. There's women that were used to being spoiled. There's some women that never been spoiled in their life, and you know what I mean. There's some women that's just responsible. So there's the woman that's been spoiled her whole life. She's expecting to be wined and dined, and whatever she says goes on the day. And you know, she might her perception of reality might be a little off too, but there's
Not my
like I
problem.
said,
no,
but
no,
like I
no,
said, there's dudes out
I
here
do
that don't
not.
do that type of stuff.
I don't want to say. I don't really feel like I'm spoiled, but I do have certain expectations on a date. Like on a date, like I do expect that I'm not gonna be coming out the pocket, but that's because it's me and you. I'm not gonna be talking about, oh, my daughter hungry. Can we grab her something too? What?
That's crazy to me, I think. I don't know. I feel like it's crazy.
Now what if it was like this? Now what if the situation was like she's on the phone with the babysitter? She was like, "Your daughter says she's hungry and there's nothing in here." And the dude hears it and says, "Well, won't you just go through McDonald's?" And she was like, "All right." And then y'all get a McDonald's and he don't pay for it. Is that another? Is
See,
that a
now,
whole different?
here you go with these hypotheticals. This
Yeah, and that's really crazy because evidently she ain't got no cheese. If there ain't no food at the house, she ain't got no money for McDonald's either. So that's just bad. So if dude overheard the babysitter saying ain't no food in there, he need to bust the you and drop homegirl off at home so she can figure that shit out. Like
I
that
mean,
shit
Yeah.
yeah, because I
crazy.
mean, that's another thing too. Like I tell, even though my daughter ate before I left, I'll still say, oh, well, there's some chips in the cabinet or whatever. You know, she say she hungry. You know, there's stuff that are like there's stuff like
Man, kids don't be hungry. Kids be trying to cock block. Fuck that. Like they always trying to come up with some shit. Like, no, I ain't trying to hear none of that shit.
I'm gonna enjoy my date.
Yeah.
there's genie
Yes.
boxes. Like, what do you want? Uh,
Yes. If my husband say we going on a date Friday night, I ain't trying to hear shit from the kids all day Thursday or all day Friday. Okay, like I'm focused on Friday night. I'm not sharing that date. I'm not bringing shit back. Like I said, don't touch my leftovers. None of that shit. So yeah,
it's wow.
that's where I'm at with that. Like, you know what I mean. So I feel like it works both ways. Like, you know, females always, you know, got these expectations. Males have expectations too. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
Why
just
can't we just
like,
let go of the expectations and just vibe? Be in
I
the moment and
mean,
just vibe. Like,
You
because
don't want to. You don't want to vibe with the dude who work at
you
McDonald's.
have
you
to
know
have,
what? I cannot with you because that
no, you
I
have
broke
to
it down
have
to.
expectations, but they have to be reasonable expectations. And you can't expect something from somebody else that you can't give.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So that's where that thin line comes in. You know what I mean? So you can have expectations, but Don't set your expectations up. So, like, how are you? That's what I'm saying. Like with that lyrics with Cardi B, like broke niggas don't deserve the cat. Well, broke bitches don't deserve the D either. Like, so it goes both ways.
Mm-hmm.
You
Did
know
you did you hear him try to slide that McDonald's thing in again?
what? What he say?
Tell her what you said.
I ain't
What
say
you
that.
say?
Yes, you did. You
What he
What?
say? I ain't hear him.
said mommy at McDonald's. Go ahead.
What you say? I can't remember.
I was like, why can't we? I said, why can't we all chill and just vibe? Like,
And I said she don't want to vibe with the dude that works at McDonald's.
I don't.
Uh,
We're not going on a date. What are you talking about?
I mean, we know that Jess is not dating anyone from McDonald's. We know that.
I
So
didn't say anyone.
Now, what about Chick-fil-A?
Shut up.
Huh?
I didn't say.
If he's like
I
the
didn't
man,
say anyone. I specifically said because
what if he's the manager at
I know what
McDonald's?
you said.
what?
What if he's the manager at McDonald's?
Then we might be able to talk.
What if he what if he's lying and saying he's the manager and he's just like a chef?
Well then, Tommy, you know what? Because that's a lie. So here we go. It's a lie.
The
Manipulate
relationship is
that shit.
doomed from the start.
Huh?
Right.
I said the relationship is doomed from the start. You get out here lying off top. But no, on a serious note, though, even with that scenario, I feel like the expectation that you are putting on me, like that's a lot.
Right.
That's a lot. Like I have, as a single person with one child, I have a whole lot of responsibilities. And for you to tell me that I should take the person who's working the register at McDonald's and build them up to get them where they need to be,
No.
that's a lot to put on me. Like, ain't nobody trying to
Hmm.
do
I
all
didn't
that.
say you need to build them up, but I'm just saying
Can you?
if they might be expiring, like a little, they might need a little light, just a little kick, a little push.
Can you? What do you say?
I just think that everybody is responsible for their selves, and if she feels like that she doesn't have that to give, that that's okay for her not to have that to give. That person has to find somebody that's willing to give that to them.
Mhm.
She is entitled to feel how she feels. Like, you know what I mean? I
No,
feel like
I'm not mad. I just
every
like
person is like that. I seen something where I figured, I don't know, I'm in all these groups and all types of shit. I be seeing shit all day, but it was something or along the other along the lines where it's like, why are females looked at and expected to sit around and wait for the man to grow up, to get on board, to build itself up? Like, why is that expected of us to do that?
y'all
You know
don't
what I
have
mean?
to. Nobody's telling y'all to.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly.
And
That's all.
I think with you even giving me that scenario and saying that, oh, I gotta build him up or give him this big old push or whatever it is,
It
it's
ain't even
like,
gotta be a big old push. You might put ideas in his head that he never knew existed.
but
A lot of
why can't
people
I do
think
that
that
to somebody's
the
friend?
ceiling is the limit, not the sky. You know, some people don't realize and recognize that there's more out there than just
So
their little
and
ceiling.
and one thing we know about people in general is that you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink.
But
So,
you can teach somebody how to fish.
I'm not done with my thought. So, when you
Mhm.
telling me I need to encourage this person, give them the game, or while I'm dating them, I done wasted all this time leading them to the water, and they ain't trying to drink nothing because of their
Mhm.
mindset. Now, what I'm gonna do? I just got a whole bunch of wasted time on my hands with this person who really ain't trying to do nothing.
No, Tavi, no.
I ain't saying
No,
that you gotta
I
give
think
him none, but
there's
you ain't gotta.
sometimes there's unfair expectations placed on people. That's all I'm saying. Now, I don't want anybody to confuse this with, you know, if somebody is working hard, like if they have a dream that they want to pursue, there's nothing wrong with encouraging them or whatever. But if you're about to be put in a situation where you know, okay, somebody's about to be resentful in this, like, you know, when it comes to men, a lot of times their manhood is kind of like tied to their achievements and you know the money that they make and stuff like that. Am I wrong, Tom?
I guess certain guys, yeah.
So I mean,
I would say all.
am I gonna intentionally put myself in a situation that is already lopsided for somebody to be resentful? Like I don't. It just don't seem like a
I
smart.
wouldn't say all. I wouldn't say all though.
I don't think it's just. It would be a smart decision to do that.
Mm. You have your own. You have your own. You have
Yes.
Yeah.
your criteria.
Yeah.
I, everybody has their own.
Hmm.
Mhm.
And I only say this because like right now I feel like I'm generally happy, you know, being in different situations with different men. I've been unhappy, miserable, and you know, I just do what I set certain standards so I can avoid certain pitfalls again.
Yeah, I feel you.
Anywho, I guess that's that on that.
That's that on that.
Yes, sir. You can't tell somebody how to feel or let them know that there's like diamonds in the rough.
I mean, we know that there's diamonds in the rough. I just don't have to dig for them if I choose not to,
I know. You just gotta wait
or pluck them
longer
out,
for. You just gotta
or
wait longer for them to come to the surface, and somebody might grab them before you can.
Do you?
I guess if you're
Are
not
they really
waiting.
that? And
I mean, if you're waiting,
hold on, is they
if you're
really that?
waiting, if you're waiting,
Because there's impersonators, there's cubics.
there's a lot of cubics in the dirt. There's more cubics than diamonds.
So what we saying here?
But until you start digging, you're not gonna know where the diamonds are.
All right. Who's to say
Uh,
I'm not thinking?
You're not. You're waiting for them to come to the surface and pick them. You want to cherry pick
Oh no, I'm not. I wouldn't say that at all. I wouldn't say that at all.
Okay.
You're just presenting me a cubic and trying to convince me it's a diamond.
No, I'm not.
Snake oil salesman.
Snake oil. I'm dead. But like I said, everybody got their own, you know what I mean, criteria. So
Yeah, but I
yeah,
think like the whole dating thing is, especially in the Black community, it can be like a really complex topic. I think at the end of the day,
it
as far as
is.
men and women, we need to do a better job of trying to understand each other and understand where each other is coming from. You know,
and and the one thing about dating, especially people that you don't know, is that there's a lot of mental illness in the Black community that you might not know that you're dating somebody. So definitely be careful and get to know before you just start really dating them. Yeah, there's a lot of PTSD out here. There's a lot of this mental illness that
Mhm.
people didn't address. They're not addressing that, but they're trying to date. So um,
right?
you just don't.
And it's normalized, so a lot of times people don't even know that they're not ready.
Yeah,
You know,
like forms of depression that Black people
Mhm.
may have that they don't know that they have.
Right? Especially people from the hood, like
Yeah,
we suffer from PTSD and don't even realize it, like a lot of times. And you know, I don't know.
and just the lack of knowledge about it, and you don't know that you just think it's normal is a different. You know what I mean? It's something to where if you don't recognize it, you would think that it was normal.
Yeah. Mhm. Mhm.
So it's tough probably dating right now for single Black people.
It is. It is. And another thing is too, like you know, you want to, if even if like you got a mate that you know you got ultimately, you know, when you guys decide to commit to each other, you definitely want to pour into each other, but you can't pour from an empty cup. So please just make sure you're good.
Yeah, for sure.
Uh, did y'all get that jewelry? It's like, no.
Mhm.
It's knowledge on that beat.